Lufthansa asked their employees to stop traveling unless it's really, really necessary. 50% and more of the flights of Lufthansa are not on time. TSA, what TSA means for us, and is this a company which is, even it's a government agency, I know, are they service orientated? What does it need to be a TSA agent? And that should be a little example for us all when we deal with security people. But let me come to this later. And of course, we have today a deal from Europe to the Maldives, less than 1,000 euros in business class. My name is Lars. I'm here to bring you more miles, more points, and more status. Like always in every episode, I ask you to like and subscribe and to hit the notification button, the bell, and of course, leave us a comment. Thank you for supporting our channel. Today in our daily news, of course, we put the effort for topics that interest you. And one topic which struck my eyes was Lufthansa is stopping duty travel for people in the management. If you are an employee of Lufthansa, normally the flights are 100% compensated. But now Lufthansa said, we are canceling so many flights and on a rotational base over the weeks that will be decided on the spot. And maybe you have to consider if this seat for you is necessary to be blocked from one of our customers who have already problems to get to their destinations. And thousands of flights until autumn will be cancelled. So Lufthansa asked the employees, consider if this flight is necessary. In my opinion, it makes sense. It's something which you should do anyways, every time to ask, is this flight necessary from environmental point of view? But good that Lufthansa is reminding their their employees to give them the seat for the passengers. So for that reason, thank you for doing so and be mindful. The flights are of course full and flights are getting cancelled. And when you look into statistics and the statistics of June 2022, they are a little bit eye-opening. When it comes to the topic airlines on-time arrivals in June, Lufthansa has only a 49.8% on-time arrival. It's 50% and a little bit which is delayed. British Airways has 52.6%, which is on time. TAP 51.2, KLM 56, Swiss 58.40, better than the mother. Lot 59, Air France 62.50, Austrian 68.30, Qatar 70% on time, American Airlines 70% on time, United nearly 77%, Delta nearly 78%, Iberia nearly 80%, Etihad is 80% on time, and Emirates 83.6%. That is amazing, huh? When it comes to cancelled flights, KLM has the highest, 7.3. Sure, that is what it is. Lufthansa 4.3, American 4.3% cancellations, Austrian 4%, British Airways 3.9, blah, and then it goes down. Emirates and Iberia 0%. They operated all the flights, and as you remember, I made the comment when Emirates was making the joke, you are concerned that your flight is not flying, you're concerned that your luggage is getting lost, fly with Emirates, not with us, we don't have this problem. And here you see it. When we look at the airports, Frankfurt Airport has only a 35.4% on-time departure, Munich 43%, London Heathrow 42.7%, Berlin 49.3%, Düsseldorf 55.6%, Vienna 61.70%. There is a lot to do. A big reason why the flights are delayed is the pilot shortage. The pilots which are missing are coming from all kinds of countries. As we know, Emirates is having pilots from everywhere in the world. Qatar Airways is having pilots from everywhere in the world. Even pilots are working for Asian airlines. I know a pilot who was based in Germany, and he did fly from Germany with his airline as pilot, operating the first leg from Europe to Asia, then doing his stint, coming back after 1.5, 2 weeks, if I remember correctly. Then he had a couple of days off, so he was operating from Germany. But what are doing countries like Turkey or Russia? They are putting stones in your way. Yes, that is something which is unfortunate. They immediately do the full stop. They have the reverser in and so on. The DGCA, that is the governing body in Turkey, says to their pilots, listen, you want to go to the other country? No problem. You want to work in North America? You want to work in Asia? You want to work in the Middle East? Not a problem. But be aware that for your license validation, we need 6 months or more. Yeah, can you imagine? 6 months or more. Exception would be if you bring from your employer a document which says, yeah, that you can leave. That is something unbelievable. Coming from a democratic country, and especially when the job like a pilot is so mobile as it can be, because they can pilot anywhere. They can be pilots everywhere, but they need the documents. And without the documents, they are nothing. So for that reason, that is, in my opinion, not acceptable. In Russia, it's the same problem. In Russia, even they say, we even do not consider requests from other governing bodies to work on them. And if we work on them, it takes time. Slowly. Unbelievable. What is your opinion? Please write comments. Please give me your opinion on this topic, and we will see how your opinion is. Why? Because you need the license to work somewhere else. And if the working conditions or something for you is more interesting somewhere else, why don't you let the people go? That would be no problem, in my opinion. Let us talk about security. Is there at security lanes a kind of a customer journey, customer experience that is positive, which can be considered customer service orientated? Because we all know what we think about security people. Sometimes I hear, they are stupid and whatever. But especially after 9/11, or especially when you have other security threats, and I remember numbers where they have in the high 90% not found the items they were protecting us from, the TSA agents have responsibilities. You can check these responsibilities and compare it to your own country. It's not everywhere the same. In Germany, it's a little bit different because it's not a government agency. In Germany, for example, it's a security company, so they are just borrowed the right and they don't have to do all the things. But in the US case, it's a little bit more interesting because they have more rights. They are ensuring our safety and security of all travelers and areas, cooperating with other law enforcement officers to complete investigations, evaluating the screening for abnormalities, identifying the dangerous objects and goods, and to see if you have something which is not allowed just in a short period of time on these pictures, which have, depending on the machine, the old ones, you have different colors. I think orange was organic, and so that is difficult. Then managing crowds of travelers. You remember that when they are putting us in the lanes, which lane is for us the fastest, that it's efficient. Then they have to monitor everyone in the queue if they are a threat, a potential. Operating the equipment, like I said, that is so important. It's not only the scanner, it's also the machinery they have to check, for example, when they swipe at this machine and so on. They have to pat us down in the case when it beeps, or when there is some spot which has to be checked, when you have the full body scanner, nekometer, hands like this. Anyways, then they have to do additional testing and confirm if it is a hazardous material or not. We had a talk on the round table in Frankfurt, and there was the head of Frankfurt security, and it was Winfried Hartmann, and he said that people had a knife or something on the back taped, and they were just checking if they find it. And that was no test by government. That was no test which was official. It was just some random dude who thought it was funny. I mean, how stupid can you be? Anyways, the minimum requirement to work for the TSA is a high school diploma or a GAD. It is, of course, better to have a college degree, particularly in criminal justice, criminology, political science, or sociology. Very difficult word for me again, but first word which I couldn't pronounce today. Anyways, or if you have been working for law enforcement or military, that is, or security even, then it's for you, of course, putting you up on top of the pile. Then the vetting, you have to check everything, and you have to do tests, and then you get the training where you detect terrorist threats, biometrics, explosive tracing, list of prohibited or permitted items, because sometimes a knife is allowed if it's not too long, all these things which are different. So then they have to keep vigilant all the time, and it's a very interesting point of view. And now it comes to the question, where is it a public service or a customer service? And I think the best part to say where it's customer service is how they talk to you. And nowhere in the world I have had it like in the US, where they 100% treated me every time correct. Sir, ma'am, please. So they gave you respect. Of course, I made fun with them, more or less, when it came to the near commuter, where I said I would like to opt out. But basically, that is what we should keep in mind as well. When we go to the security lines, when I went, for example, in Berlin last week or 2 weeks ago now already, and I asked the lady, after I said, "Good day, how are you?" She started to talk because she had the need to talk. She said for her, it's psychologically such a big problem to start in the morning, see the queue is already long, you don't see the end, and you work 5-6 hours and you don't see the end of the queue. So that is kind of a Sisyphus work, which is never ending. And this said, in my opinion, it is, of course, very important to be respectful. And in the US, they are respectful. What is your story about security? Did you have any problems at the security? Did you have, in your opinion, not gotten the respect you deserve? Is this something where you think they have to work on? I'm looking forward to hear your story, your ideas, and what you think. Most importantly, deal zone. Today's deal is with Saudia, Saudi Arabian Airlines, from Athens to Maldives. Yeah, ooh, sunshine, great. I mean, we have great weather here in Europe, but this deal is so cheap that we have to talk about it. And the fare rules are not basically existing, except that you have to buy it this year. The first segment has to be flown at 31st of December this year until the first international. And when you fly from Athens via Riyadh to Male, great deal, isn't it? 870 euros. Did I say it already? 870 euros to Male with Saudia. It's a dry airline, means you don't get alcohol and liquor. But hey, for that money, we make the party on the Maldives. Thank you for watching Frequent Traveler TV, your daily dose for more miles, more points, and more status. And of course, for liking the channel, giving us your subscription, giving us your bell, the notification button. That helps us, yes? And leave us a comment. 4 things you have to do. Thank you for joining today. See you tomorrow at your next episode of Frequent Traveler TV Takeoff. And we'll see what topics we have tomorrow. So, bye-bye. Thank you.